Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of the screen. On behalf of the organizer, Amber Grid, I'm pleased to welcome everyone attending this online conference. My name is Rasata Apnina. I'm a journalist, but today my role is to facilitate this event. In the next couple hours, we'll review the highlights and perspectives in Lithuanian gas market. You will hear useful presentations followed by 2 panels and Q&A session. I strongly encourage you to actively participate and take from our experts as much as you can. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. And without further ado, I would like to invite for introductory remarks a guy who starts his mornings by checking gas prices. CEO at Amber Grid, Nerijus Biknius.
Dear clients, dear partners, I'm glad to welcome you here at our annual Amber Grid event for our clients. So thank you for being here. And this year was a special year because we start feeling a little bit of calming down the markets of the natural gas. And those tensions in the markets, they are easing because of the gas supply routes coming online, and also our internal natural gas infrastructure within Europe also helping to redistribute gas between countries and easing the potential risks of natural gas supply. But as Mario Draghi stated in his report, that actually he is paying a lot of attention to natural gas in his reports, and that marks that natural gas is makes very big influence on the competitiveness of our industry, and makes a very big influence on security of the supply. So natural gas still is in a volatile phase, and we can check it every day on natural gas exchange figures. Especially this month, it shows that natural gas prices, they are still adjusting to market conditions, and this could be changed because EU is the largest natural gas importer in the world, and EU is still underutilizing its power to have the leverage of the bargaining force to have the best prices for the Union. Also, many gas imports and many gas contracts are based on the spot prices, so that makes not the best influence on our industry. So Europe could achieve much better conditions for our industry competitiveness. But coming back down to earth, we are here for the gas. We as Amber Grid, we are strong lovers of natural gas industry, of natural gas market, and we strongly believe that our value of product brings so much value for our clients. This energy transition and security supply trend that is inevitable for our countries also is related to the natural gas consumption. So EU energy system coming towards higher electrification rates will still have to face the security of supply and stable supply of resources for its generation. Here is the proof and some examples from Lithuanian situation this year. We actually have a peak demand this January of natural gas, reaching up to 122 gigawatt hours a day, even taking into account that our valuable client Achema was working only half capacity. So that means that energy infrastructure needs natural gas infrastructure to maintain stable and suitable supply of energy for the consumers. This year, talking about our infrastructure, we had stable system and we were offering as flexible services as possible. But of course, we should take into account the consideration of security of the infrastructure. That is our main priority, and therefore we, our partners in the region, LNG terminal, of course, will pay a lot of attention to that. And of course, we will make more and more internal inspections. We will make necessary repairs. We will make necessary modifications of the infrastructure for it to be reliable, for it to continue providing the natural gas and energy security. So yes, sometimes in certain parts of the infrastructure of the system it will make some impacts of natural gas transportation, but all of that is being thoroughly planned, and our colleagues will talk about that a little bit later. I would also like to congratulate our new market participants as biomethane producers. So this year we have connected 3 physical points of biomethane production. Next year will come 5 more online. So reaching up to 1 terawatt-hour of total inlet possibility for that green fuel. So it is a good change for our energy system and also for new opportunities for the businesses. Natural Gas Exchange, EEX, next year will offer the full scale of the services. So our colleagues will talk about that later. So I am sure this will be the good changes for the market as well. I want to thank you for using our system, for being adaptable, for being innovative, for investing into the infrastructure that is being connected to our system, in this way creating the new opportunities and new possibilities for the whole market. We have made a client survey and we see that it reflects the human touch of our colleagues and all those efforts to meet the client needs. Also, we perfectly know the parts where we should do better, especially taking into consideration capacity auctioning, also invoicing and some IT systems. So we will work to be better for you. And here we have smart colleagues and smart our partners today. So they will provide you with practical and valuable information. So I wish you a good Thursday morning and valuable time spent with our common team. Thank you.
Andrius Ramanauskas, Head of System Management Center at Ambergrid. Andrius is responsible for the operational management of the gas transmission system, ensuring the safe and reliable transportation of gas to network. Andrius, welcome.
Hello everyone, I'm happy to share some inside information about the transmission system, flows in it, and the upcoming year with the capacity availability for the market due to the planned maintenance work at the system. So in this slide we can see the flow deviation in monthly basis since last year. And the pattern is pretty stable and normal, like it should be, till 2023 October, we see the majority of the gas which was injected to our system was from Klaipėda LNG terminal, and the bigger part of it was transferred to Latvia, to Inčukalns underground storage for the security of supply. Since the withdrawal season started, we see the normal operation also, the flows changed, and injected gas from Latvia is observed. And pretty similar pattern is until May 2024, when the planned maintenance work at our partner's facility was ongoing. So full month was without the supply from Klaipėda, but we see that flow was provided towards Lithuania to Lithuanian customers through Kėdainiai and Santaka Point from Latvia and Poland. And since the maintenance works finished, we see increase high amount from terminal of the flow, which was transferred to Inčukalns. Here we can see the biomethane production and the injection in our system. Currently, we see a slow but steady increase of the flows, and as Nemunas mentioned, we see and we plan to have additional connected users next year to have a higher proportion of the biomethane in our system, which will be transferred for the customers, and usually, currently, they are international flows. So this is the goal for the next year. Here we can see the pattern of filling level of Inčukalns underground storage, which works for all the region, for Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Finland. And we see that we started with heating season with normal level of the filling of the storage, which is almost 80%. Last year, the white-brown line represent current situation minus 1 year later, backwards. So we see that last year, in the same time, the filling level was almost 100%. So this means that market reacted actively to war ongoing in Ukraine and prepared for the worst case scenarios. So the storage was filled completely. Going back to the security of supply and the planning of the maintenance works, I want to share the agreement between all the Baltic region TSOs, what was signed this year. This agreement allows to reduce the impact for the market. We signed this to mainly reduce the time frame for the limitation of the capacity at interconnection points, and this preparation of this works plan consists of 4 stages. So first of all, each of the TSOs prepare their own plan. Then each of the TSOs and partners submits to consolidated form, and 1 month is dedicated to create a best possible scenario for all the works in the region to have most availability of the capacity. In here we can see capacity availability after limitations in Kėdainiai Point. On the upper part, works will be carried out by Ambergrid, and on the lower part, works will be carried out by Connexus Baltic Grid. We can see that almost 1 month of the works matching the time frame. So this means that we have achieved our goals and saved the capacity for at least 1 month for the customers. First works will take place near Panevėžys till Kėmėnai station on the march, where capacity will be available at 84%, so low impact actually. And next works will be on the parallel pipeline between Panevėžys and Kėmėnai. The capacity will be limited to 61 and 56%. And the last one, the small section near Panevėžys compressor station, will be ongoing. So the entry capacity towards Lithuania from Latvia will be limited to 0. This means that for days, 2 available supply points will be available for Lithuania. And on July and December, colleagues from Latvia also performing maintenance works. One is inspection of the pipeline and one is elimination of the defects. Here we can see capacity limitation at Klaipėda points. The same pattern goes here. So the upper part represents Ambergrid works and the lower part represents KN Energies. We also see a matching time frames here. And the first one is on June, which will match the time frame with Klaipėda. The capacity will be limited due to a section of the pipeline elimination of the defects. The already covered works will have also impact for the Klaipėda. So, but this period is usually not so available usually in the system because and the impact will be smaller because of the unavailability of Kėmėnai point due to free works ongoing in one single time frame. And the last works will be in the western part of Lithuania with the diagnostics of the pipeline and fixing, if something will be identified, fixing the defects, if any. And the last section is Santaka Point. So we see 3 time frames. The first one is taking for 3 months, but we see that availability will be at 100%. So we took the measures and introduced technology by installing bypass line on affected facility. And we have ability to fulfill the needs of the market and ensure the full capacity at the station. The next 2 works are on the pipeline from Jauniūnai station till nearly Alytus, so short period of time, but the capacity availability towards Poland will be limited, and the availability will be left to accept gas from Poland to Lithuania. And here we can see that capacity restrictions, the deviation during the years are going on the better way. So we see that 2024 will have less restriction and less impact for the market. Nevertheless, the scope of the works is pretty high, and the optimization of the multiple works in one time will be ongoing. So this is our goal. Our goal is to keep the system at the peak performance level, safe and reliable. So thank you for your attention.
Okay, Andres, we have one question from the audience.
Okay.
Connexus webpage shows that there will be Kiemienė limitation also in April, capacity limited to 50 gigawatts towards Latvia. Will those limitations actually take place?
Yeah, so we provide the latest update to the consolidated maintenance works. And in addition, the UMM message are provided. So for me, it's hard to tell currently because I didn't see any message published today. Yeah, but I will double check. But the web page information is the full scope of the works. But I ensure and suggest for the market users constantly seek the latest info and the official info in the UMM platform, which currently is at Transparency platform and AdSong web page. So this is the information we can share now.
Okay, thank you, Andres, for your presentation.
Thank you. Pleasure.
And we'll continue soon. See, that's easy. If you have any questions, just drop in the comments below and our experts will answer them as soon as we receive them. And now please allow me to invite Donatas Matelionis from Litgrid. Donatas leads the Power System Operation Department, whose one of the main tasks is to prepare the electricity system for connection to the continental European synchronous zone in less than 4 months, in February 2025. Donatas, welcome.
Here are the insights from the electricity transmission system operator. Usually we speak a lot about renewable generation, new connections, but for me it's also important to highlight the role of gas generation and the impact for the system security. So I would start my presentation with a brief review of current state and situation, what we have in Lithuania, but also in the Baltic region. So in Lithuania, we this year 2024 was the break point when the import electricity reduced. That was the situation in the market, the limitations on the cross borders, especially with Finland, and volatility in the market. So that caused that there was a need of gas generation to ensure coverage of demand and security of supply. If we look for the future, the strategy and transformation study, it's a clear indication that renewable generation and new solar, wind, and also offshore wind installations will grow exponentially in upcoming years. The key driver for that will be the transformation of the energy sector as a whole, especially in the transport and in heating. As the main energy supply will be from wind and solar, there's also evaluated potential for the other generation. In the national strategy, it is foreseen hydro generation, new technology from the hydro fuel, but also small modular reactors. But these are the new technologies that requires development, and until new technologies are not yet available, of course, the existing gas generation has to fill in the gaps. About the synchronization, this is the main projects in the electricity sector. Several years of implementation, and in Lithuania we have in total 20 projects with the synchronization program. The key project is Harmony Link, a new connection with between Lithuania and Poland, and after long discussions, it's now seems that it is feasible to implement the onshore connection, new onshore connection, and it will require additional time. So the synchronization is planned in next year in February, and most of the investment projects will be finished, the critical ones, but the remaining ones will be still in implementation. So just to mention, synchronous condensers, infrastructure in the tie lines, substations, and most of the projects are in Lithuanian power system. And what will happen in February? It will mean that we will have to disconnect more than 20 overhead lines between Baltic power systems and third countries. The synchronization will be performed via Litpoliink interconnection, the double circuit 400 kV line, which currently now works as a DC interconnector for the commercial exchanges. In the future, after synchronization, it will be a main connection point, ensuring stable and secure operation of Baltic power systems. And of course, it will have a major change in how we operate the systems in the Baltics. We have to adapt new operational procedures, new balance procedures, and for that we have to implement new balancing markets. So we're glad to share that Baltics are the frontliners in the implementation of the balancing market. So we are one of the 6 countries in Europe currently participating in so-called MARI platform, balancing platform, European, and in upcoming months we will join another Picasso platform. And in February, Baltic Power Systems will start balancing capacity market with all balancing products to be procured in the day-ahead market. And I can clearly say that this market will be one of the breakthroughs in the whole of Europe to have all balancing products in one platform with the standard products and exchange between three countries at once. Coming how we prepare for the synchronization, and the key element for ensuring stable and secure operation is resilience of the system. In Lithuania, we have a special law for the synchronization, but also electricity law sets clear requirements to ensure the readiness of Lithuanian power system to operate in the isolated mode. What does it mean? It means that Lithuanian electricity power system have to be prepared to operate in the island mode, and for that we need enough generating capacity and all have capabilities to operate in the stable mode, in the island mode. For that reason, we have established 2 services, so availability of generating units to ensure adequacy, and isolated reserve service that is provided by the battery storage system in Lithuania. So for the availability service, the key requirements is that generating units has to be able to be activated less than in 12 hours. They have to perform and ensure frequency control in the island mode. Minimum power 20 megawatts. It means that these facilities has to be connected to the transmission network and to provide all required services. And one of the key requirements is to ensure continuous operation, generation of electricity up to 90 days. It means that fuel supply has to be ensured. So eventually it means that these requirements mainly can be ensured by the gas generators. And for this service on an annual basis, Litgrid defines the volume, how much megawatts of capacity we have to ensure in Lithuania to maintain. Due to historical reasons that many power plants were phased out. So eventually we need currently all generating capacity in Lithuania to be able to ensure these requirements set in the national legislation, and all power plants that are available currently in Lithuania are providing this service. And the service works not only for Lithuanian island mode, but also supports security of the whole Baltic region in case we're operating in the isolated mode. I have mentioned the adequacy, but adequacy for the island mode, but the adequacy is also important in the normal mode, and we differentiate adequacy in the three layers. Firstly, in the national, regional, and pan-European level. And in order to assess adequacy, the key factors play a significant role. So first of all is peak consumption and demand response. Actually, we monitor every year the increase of electricity consumption, and especially the peak demand. And on the other hand, new installations of consumption also applies the demand response factor. If the official numbers of the demand response is not significant, however, we monitor so-called implicit demand response when the consumers are looking to the day-ahead's spot prices, and they adjust their consumption according to the prices. So in the extreme price hours, we monitor that consumption decreases, and this decrease is made basically by end consumers, and this highly supports possibility to ensure the adequacy. Interconnectors play a huge role for the adequacy. These investments that are made with the HVDC interconnectors with Finland, Sweden plays a crucial role to ensure adequacy in the Baltic region. And in case of unavailability, it may impact on the critical side. And of course, the local generators in the normal modes, most of them are available, but practice shows that equipment breaks down, and we have to evaluate these possibilities, because in the crisis scenario, generators has to be available. So all these studies that we had performed on the national, regional, or even European level shows that for the Baltic power systems as a whole, and of course Lithuania, gas generating units are crucial to maintain the adequacy in the normal operation, and especially critical scenarios. And looking to the future, Harmony Link and the future renewable expansion, especially offshore wind, highly increases the adequacy margins. So ultimately, what we have currently in the national independency strategy is target is set that until Harmony Link implementation in Lithuania, at not less than 1,100 megawatts of generating capacities has to be maintained. And basically this is ensured by current isolated availability service. Continuing the adequacy topic, if in the previous years we focused about the adequacy in the critical scenarios, so-called, currently in the recent years, a new term evolved, so-called Dunkelflaute period. It means when for the long term, for a week or two, the wind, the renewable generation is decreased in not only one single country, but in the whole area. So if we look to on the national level, we could monitor the scenarios where installed capacity utilization reaches 5%, on the regional level 5-10%, and that is a significant amounts if we compare to the tens or hundreds of gigawatts of installed renewables. And it's actually very recent days when between October and November we had really calm weather without renewables in the whole region. And currently, the recently performed studies shows that the correlation between there's a direct correlation between wind speed in between Lithuania and neighboring countries. So as far we go further, the correlation decreases. So therefore, this interconnectivity and capability to exchange the energy between distant areas highly increases possibility to ensure the adequacy and to supply electricity for the demand. So new regulation sets requirements for system flexibility. System flexibility is now separated in three steps: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. So especially these long-term flexibility should reflect these Dunkelflaute periods when renewable generation is reduced in the whole of the region, and analysis should show what are the possibilities of the region to supply the demand in all countries. And TSOs will perform this assessment according to the new regulation and evaluate the possibilities. So therefore, the stable generation that can stable and flexible generation that can be activated depending on the needs will play a crucial role in the future flexibility. And the case example that we're not talking about theoretical scenarios, but actually practical scenarios. So very specific scenario was in the beginning of this year. It was January 5th, when we had in the electricity market extreme prices in Finland and Baltics. The maximum prices in Finland and Estonia reached nearly 2,000 euros. In Lithuania, it was nearly 1,500 euros. And the reasons was the climatic conditions. If we look to the generation portfolio, most of the generation units were available, but due to cold weather and high consumption, especially in Finland, where it is high sensitivity on the temperature, the demand was increased, and there were basically no wind generation, and of course no solar in January. So therefore, eventually all generators that were available in the Baltics and Finland were activated, and in Lithuania we see that gas generation reached even 1 gigawatt of electricity produced in the peak hours. So it means that this availability of the units is the crucial role, because in case of non-existence of such units, the next step is demand reduction and demand curtailment. So to summarize, the role of these gas generation and how we look in the future. So from the electricity system perspective, the gas generators, as other generators, can provide various services. So today we have quite good alternatives and market from the renewable generators to provide system voltage control. For the system inertia provision, transmission system operator installs synchronous condensers. Balancing services are still the challenge in the current market, because in Baltics we are lacking flexible generators, but we see a high interest of battery storage equipment that is planned to be installed by the market participants to provide balancing services. But until it is not the case, gas generators will play a crucial role to ensure continuous balancing services, and especially in upcoming years. Midterm flexibility is still the key role in case we have several days of low renewable generators. Currently in the Baltics, gas generators kicks in and provides necessary electricity. And if we talk about the security of supply, the last steps of system restoration in case of emergency, in case of critical events, gas generators plays a crucial role. And currently there's no very lack of alternatives to replace this. So it will still remain until the new technologies will come up. And what I mentioned about the long-term flexibility for the periods of 2 weeks and couple of weeks until there's no new technology to ensure non-fossil fuel generation, to ensure the long-term flexibility. Gas power generation will play a crucial role to ensure electricity demand and coverage and security of supply. So that would be from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Donatas. The next our speaker is Vaidotas Bručkus. He's the head of LNG commerce at KN Energies. And Vaidotas says that LNG terminal has the potential to provide additional benefits to businesses. And he and his team are committed to working towards delivering those opportunities. Meet Vaidotas.
Hello everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here, and first of all, thank you Ambergrid for inviting us. I'm glad to be here second time in a row as the last year. So I will today present you some key elements of our infrastructure, and of course I will add additional thoughts of what is in the nearest upcoming future our focus, and I think that I will give you valuable insights and share some ideas for the future. Starting from what is happening now, and that our activities is under high demand, of course, and it's from the graph on the left, you can see definitely that from start of the war, we are facing a lot of demand for regasification services. Of course, we are heading towards other circumstances, and the market is becoming more balanced. However, we see that seasonality comes up, and that the LNG market flexibility also kicks in, and we see that volatility still remains high. However, we can think that in the future it is more expectable how can it become more balanced in the long term. And what is worth mentioning, I think that Nemunas already mentioned in the keynote, that we had a significant total decrease of regasification activities in May this year, and it is also related with the maintenance, stable operations and reliability of the terminal. The dry dock operation happened, which creates a value for all the market participants, because now we are ready to proceed for a further at least 5 years to provide stable and reliable operations of our infrastructure. Speaking of another side of our not operational but more on the commercial side, I think that you are already aware that we have 6 main terminal users, if I can say so, majors of our region in the natural gas market. And additionally, we have 14 now framework agreements for short-term products. Of course, all our capacity is booked now, if we consider our nominal capacity. However, those additional contracts and which we hold creates a market opportunity for market participants to use a secondary market options, and also for those major and long-term capacity holders to utilize their capacity if it's not needed for them directly. And what is worth mentioning as well, that you can see on our schedule, which is approved on annual basis and uploaded on our website, that there's still 4 secondary market options, and is also related with what representative of Litgrid mentioned for isolated power production, and we keep also that reserve in case of emergency situations. Moving forward to our ship-to-ship operations and where the trends are going. So we anticipate, I think the 2 dates are really necessary to mention. I think the regional ban on Russian gas also really impacted our operations. And another angle is that we, from the 3rd of March in 2022, stopped imports, small-scale imports of LNG originated from Russia. And you can see that from 2022 we have no small-scale cargoes coming for import purposes. However, on the other hand, we see that LNG reloading operations is quite significantly growing, and that creates additional value for the market participants in searching business opportunities. LNG origination. I think it's quite clear that our region is located in nearby Norway, which is really high in the exporters list globally, and those cargoes are coming mostly from Norway this year. Of course, significant part are coming from US as well, and we have additional couple of more exotic countries like Trinidad and Tobago or Algeria. And it depends year on year. We usually have some more exotic countries where the LNG comes from. And what is worth mentioning that we already in the terminal activities, we are receiving cargoes from already 14 worldwide known LNG suppliers, which means that our terminal and our market is well known for the global players. And of course, Equinor, which is the biggest LNG supplier to our terminal, is also really valuable for us to have them here from my perspective, because we are hands-on in the terminal activities as well. We are holding part of regasification capacity and are well informed about our market and their circumstances. If we speak about European level and how do we look like in that European level, of course the trends are similar. We are above the average level of utilization rates within EU terminals. However, I would say that there's quite similar trends happening in all the Europe, and LNG flexibility together with flexible infrastructure gives an opportunities that if the gas demand is low, cargoes are not coming, and market participants has a right to cancel those cargoes, also taking into consideration the sunk costs, which is related with the regasification costs of the terminal, because we're usually under the take or pay conditions. However, I see that this shows quite a mature market where every decision is made on the economic basis, and if you see the potential in the market, you are importing the cargo, and if you don't see any business case in the market, then you can sell it on the secondary market to other market players or just to cancel the cargo. But of course, as you see, starting from 2022, we had a significant increase in the utilization rates, and now it's become more balanced, and it's becoming lower, and now reaches 55% at our terminal and 47% in average within EU countries. From our perspective, how we see the natural gas demand in the region, I think that Nemunas already mentioned that there's some circumstances, as we know from industrial players especially, which is not working on a full production, and we still have some potential for demand to increase. However, starting from 2022, we saw a significant decrease in natural gas demand, and we anticipate that it should remain more moderate, starting from 2024 and in the future. And it should be around 5 BCMs, as we are calculating from our perspective. And of course, as Donatas mentioned from Litgrid as well, that LNG will play a critical role for balancing services, and also as an enabler to boost even more renewable energy investments. So I think that the role of LNG and natural gas will remain, of course, at the focus of regions on two topics, on balancing and also on security of supply. And now, heading to second part of my presentation, I will make several points on what is coming next in our operations and what is new. So starting from, I think, the most significant event, from 6th of December this year, so basically in a week, we will acquire FSRU, and we become an owner of this asset. And this is quite symbolic for all the market participants as well, speaking from the natural gas market perspective, but also from Lithuania side. It's our symbol of independence. And this will ensure the significant value for the market. If we consider it in the long term, we know that there will be an infrastructure with reliable and uninterrupted gas supply. And the market participants can also plan in the long term, also add some search for additional value, but nevertheless, we are secured, and we know that we will have enough gas to cover our power production demand and to ensure security of supply. And considering upcoming future, so now in the region, now we have 2 LNG terminals. However, from today's conditions and as far as information is available publicly, we see that FSRU located in Finland is only for a 10 years period. So we see that from 2033 there will be 2 main LNG supply, natural gas supply routes. So basically it will be Ambergrid operated Santaka point, of course, and on the other hand will be our terminal. So that's why I think that our terminal will also have a main role for security of supply for whole region, and also utilization rates will remain quite at the high levels. Of course, we are after becoming an owner of FSRU, we will be in the top lists of emitters in Lithuania, because also FSRU emits CO2 during its operations. We use LNG as well as other fuels for their own autonomous electricity production, and we are also dealing with it, and we took quite a significant actions and active actions to make sure that after the acquisition of FSRU, we will contribute as well to the emission reductions in the Klaipėda seaport, and of course to decarbonize our infrastructure, which in the long term, I would say that will create a value as well for our clients. Because at some point in time, I believe that every CO2 emission will be calculated in the joint way, and if you import the LNG from our terminal, you should also be aware of emissions which is generated in the LNG terminal. And this project should take place starting from next year, in 3 years. So technical phase will start next year. What is worth mentioning that we already have an approval from the National Regulatory Authority Council. So if everything goes well, we will proceed next year. And we also secured 6 million euro funding from EU Modernization Fund. So that will also contribute to this project's implementation phase. And last slide from me. Another topic which is emerging right now is the biomethane and its potential. Definitely potential is really high, And I think that most of the speakers today will also mention biomethane in one or another topic. And now we are also actively contributing to this and developing a virtual biomethane liquefaction service for our clients and to reflect their needs, which is quite clearly already stated to us that there's a need for such a service, especially when we consider that the shipping decarbonization goals is coming up next year, and everyone is also keen to use bio LNG for shipping purposes, for bunkering purposes, and make sure that we have some alternative until that date. So now what we are focusing on is preparational tasks, and from our perspective, we see that the service launch might happen at the second half of next year. Of course, if it's a possibility to somehow make this process shorter, we will do our best on this. However, we are engaging with the stakeholders and clients, and we are also asking you, all the participants who are attending this webinar, and also I believe that it's you are the main market players, so please share your thoughts, share your insights, how we should proceed and what is necessary for you and what is valuable for you and what should be reflected in the model of starting from how that operational side will work and biomethane becomes a bio-LNG, and from the proof of certificate side, and of course from your operational and the commercial side on the capacity allocation methods. So please share your thoughts, and thank you for today.
Thanks, Vaidotas. And the last presentation before the panel discussion will be delivered by Mindaugas Beržanskis, Head of Service Development at Amber Grid. Mindaugas is responsible for the development and enhancement of gas transmission services, ensuring that system users receive services that meet their needs. Welcome, Mindaugas.
Hello everyone, and I'm glad to be here, and thank you everyone for joining this event. So let's jump to my presentation today, and I have foreseen 4 topics to cover. First of one would be the changes in the network rules that were already consulted. Some changes that are foreseen in the future. Also, I will cover or update a situation with regards biomethane injection into distribution networks, and as well will give you some information about surveys that we had this year and what we received from you. So first of all, changes that we have consulted in October, and what are the main amendments to the current network rules version. So the first and the most important is the compensation for the firm capacity restrictions, and what we foresee and what is amended in the rules, that the compensation will be paid for the restrictions that were initiated by Amber Grid, and the part which will be compensated is the part of your booked capacities which you cannot use because of the restriction. Either it was restricted fully to 0 capacities or partially restricted, and your nomination was rejected or limited. The second, what I would like to mention is due diligence process. That is this is applicable for potential network users, and this is really important to mention that it might take a bit more time than it was before to run this process, but I can ensure that this will not take too much, and you will be able to join and become a network user in Lithuania easily. One amendment that was indicated that is needed from your side, it's providing the nominations and the time when those can be submitted. So we foresee that after the approval of the amendment rules, you will be able to provide nominations even 30 days before the delivery day. And what another one is quite important to know for all network users, and what is related to biomethane producers, that we duplicated the rule that TCO can limited injection of biomethane for short time period, in case if it is needed to ensure the gas quality requirements at the exit points to other networks. And yeah, it is worth to mention that it would be used or foresee to be used only in rare cases when the maintenance is ongoing or other untypical situation in the transmission system. As I mentioned, we had a public consultation. We received 5 proposals from network users that are being investigated right now, and we foresee to provide amendment rules to NRA by the end of this year for the approval. What is also foreseen in the near future, so capacity auctioning at Kamienai point. Here I would like to announce that Connexus Baltic Grid has already announced a public consultation on their rules that are applied on Latvian Estonian market, and those amendments also includes the capacity auctioning and Kamienai point. So please see them, check them, and if you see the need, please comment also to Connexus. And on our side, we foresee that those amendments will be published in the first quarter next year. What regards the trading platform, as you already heard today, that EX will start its operation next year in May. And what regards network rules, there are no major changes with regards to this. Also, we will keep implicit capacity allocation, and it will be available on AX. So from perspective of network rule, there are no major changes foreseen. Another what I would like to mention is invoicing and issuing the invoices for you. This is foreseen to be implemented next year, and mostly it's important for contracting authorities, so that there is a requirement to use another system. So instead of e-sąskaita, which were used previously, the people network will be used in the whole European Union and as well in Lithuania. So some of you already been contacted by my colleagues, another will be, I believe, contacted in the near future. So in 2025, new system for capacity invoices will be launched. It was to mention that also the invoices will be duplicated in our system as well. The next update on renewables that are injected into distribution network. So we are quite in the final stages with Energijos operators, the biggest distribution operator in Lithuania. And it is foreseen that in the first quarter next year, it should be already available for market participants to inject gas, virtually inject gas into transmission network that was physically injected into distribution network. So there also, of course, there will be a special announcement for that, but you should expect it to become available in the first quarter of 2025. And the last thing I'd like to share with you, so yeah, we had a lot of surveys or ask you to provide your opinion, to provide to give us some proposals how we are doing and what we should improve. So here I'd like to thank you, all of you, and we received really a lot of important and interesting insights and proposals for us, and it's glad that you see that our colleagues that provides an information for you, gives everything you need, and the information is sufficient for you. What we shall improve, of course, thank you for that, and this year we receive really a lot of proposals or things that we should improve and what we can improve. So thank you for that. This is really important to us to understand where we should improve our services. And first I'd like to mention this is EDIGA's messaging via AS4. So this is already available for the market, and some of you already used this opportunity, and I would like to invite that everyone who is interested in it, please contact us, and this is already available for automatic submission of nominations. Another topic that a lot of you were mentioning, so is data publication or improvements in our IT systems. So yeah, we see that we should work in this topic as well next year really hard. What regards data publication, that this includes data published on our web page or on self-service portal. So everything is being reviewed now, and there will be changes next year. So I hope that will help you to use our transmission system easier. So thank you for your attention, and that was everything I'd like to share with you today. Thank you.
Okay, so now it's the time for our first panel discussion, and let me introduce the participants. It's Henrik Sørensen, a senior business developer at EX. He handles strategic partnerships and oversees the implementation of new products and services to meet evolving needs of market participants. We have Deimantė Bareikienė. She's in charge of Amber Grid's customers, the system users, ensuring that any changes affecting customers are implemented smoothly and the customers receive high quality service on a consistent basis. We have Karolis Bagdonas, Senior Key Account Manager at Get Baltic. Karolis is responsible for relationships with customers and sales. At Get Baltic integration to EX, Karolis is guiding customers through EX admission process. And last but not least is Juni Limata, as the head of trading and optimizing at Gasum. He oversees both short and long-term trading and portfolio management of natural gas, LNG, power, and carbon. And in his role, he's also responsible of natural gas sales towards wholesale customers. Before we open our panel, I'd like Henrik to give us an introductory presentation.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today to give a short or brief introduction to the integration of the Baltic-Finnish markets into the EX group. I think some of you already have some idea from previous presentations, and also I think last year at this exact forum, my colleague Karolis was presenting here. But I'll just briefly recap. It all started in May 2023 when Amber Grid, Get Baltic and EX came together to partner up to work together by integrating the Baltic markets, the Baltic-Finnish markets, to strengthen the ties to the existing EX markets and do this under one infrastructure, one onboarding process, one set of rules, and by this also enhancing the services, and especially to introduce clearing through the clearinghouse ECC. And of course also market data, to have a one-stop shop for market data. But before we go into all this and what the status is today, I just wanted to zoom out a little bit. Here you have a map of the world, but more specifically with the 23 offices of the EX group. And the keen observer would see that there are already 2 more locations than when Karolis presented last year. It keeps growing, but specifically I want to point out that where we are now in Vilnius, we of course have the Get Baltic office, 21 here on the map, and as well we have Grexel, the #1 provider of registry services in Europe. We also have an office in Warsaw and where I'm based in Copenhagen. Presence around the Baltic Sea region is really quite important to us, and I'm sure that this is not the last offices that we will have here. When we talk gas, we have at EX Group 3 platforms. There are Nordel for North America with the Henry Hub, but there are also here, of course, Get Baltic and EX, and altogether we have more than 3,000 terawatt hours gas traded in 2023. At the European markets, we offer around-the-clock trading for the spot, and as well we have physical futures, always cleared through our clearinghouse, a central counterparty ECC, making sure that your transactions are safe and you always have fulfillment of both your delivery and your payment. And when it comes to reporting services, we're also there, be it either for MiFID II or REMIT. We're happy to assist you here. And for your informed decision making, market data is the most important. And that's where we are going. In May 2025, next year, we are going to change the map that you see here into this. We want to launch the markets Finland, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania under the EX rulebook, under the EX license, with clearing through ECC. So this will be for the spot markets, of course, but we will also introduce physical futures and with locational spreads to the most liquid hubs in Europe. We do all this while still lowering the variable cost for the market participants currently trading. We introduce state-of-the-art infrastructure. We give simplified access both for the participants here in the Baltic-Finnish markets and also for participants on the existing EX markets so they can start trading here. And the most important, we introduce a central counterparty under an EMIR license and regulated by the German financial regulator, ECC, making sure that transactions are safe and the market is robust. All this will start already in May. If you are a Get Baltic participant, then you would already have been contacted, so you know that this process is ongoing and hopefully you're on the way. If you are a shipper and you are wondering if you should start trading on the exchange, it's not too late. Please get started. The onboarding process does not necessarily take very long, but it may, depending on the paperwork that needs to be completed. So trading end of May is really not very far away. To help you with this transition, we would like to invite you to a traders workshop and reception here in Vilnius at the Radisson. This is an opportunity we would encourage you to take. If you haven't been invited, do not hesitate to reach out at this email or reach out to your key account manager. This will be an opportunity for you to mingle and network with the experts from Get Baltic and EX, and we will also say a few words in more detail about what's going to happen. With that, I'm just very happy to be here today. Thanks a lot for your attention, and looking forward to the panel.
Thanks, Henrik, for the brief presentation. And I'll have maybe the opening question for all of you. Carlos, can we start with you? What your expectations from your position from this integration? What long-term advantages do you see?
Question. And in general, according to Acer agency, Get Baltic is considered some kind of a illiquid gas hub. And in general, there are four development levels, which is illiquid, then it is emerging market, then it is advanced market, and matured. So what I'm looking at the perspective from Get Baltic side, that together with EX, we'll be having a very clear vision to become an advanced gas hub, which is having a closer connection to liquid gas market as well. What our expectation it is that market participants could have an opportunity to trade not only in spot products, but also in long future products. And together with the new upcoming market participants into the market, we expect that the liquidity in the market could increase, and this could also lead to Baltic Finnish prices closer to European markets prices. Yeah. So.
Deimante, what are your expectations as Amber Grid's representative?
Yeah, first of all, we believe that this integration will bring considerable benefit to Lithuanian market and also to Baltic Finnish gas market, as market participants will get access to broader European market, and this of course promote competition, which potentially leads to higher liquidity, more competitive prices, and so on. And from the Amber Grid perspective, I would like to mention several benefits. The one is very important that Amber Grid as transmission system operator, we are responsible for balancing of the system. And that means that every day we have to take balancing actions to buy and sell gas in the exchange, and in such case to compensate gas surplus or shortages in our transmission system. So with the intense trade after the integration, we expect that we can buy and sell gas in exchange market with lower cost, and this in the long run can decrease cost to our system users. And another one benefit which I'd like to mention that we hope that we will receive more financial security. What I mean by that together with the integration, new clearing process will be introduced. And this process, by the way, will be managed by ICC. And for us, it means that we can organize settlement for exchange transactions in more secure and effective way. And just one mention for the long perspective, which I know that we are currently not prepared for that. For us and Amber Grid, it's very important energy transformation. And that means that we are focusing on integration green gas sources to our transmission system. So anyway, in future, we will hope support from EX for green gas product solutions.
Okay, I'd like to ask Yumi, how do you foresee the integration of Get Baltic into the EX platform impacting your day-to-day activities and strategic decisions as a major trading participant?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, first of all, I want to congratulate both EX and Get Baltic of this transaction. I think it's bringing the local gas market that we have in the Baltic states and Finland to a European level. So that's very good. I see the benefits very large for a trading company and a big gas supplying company as well in the area. We are, as Karolis already mentioned, we are also expecting liquidity from European exchange players over there. But then also for our day-to-day activities, we are looking to get access to, let's say, more state-of-the-art trading systems as well, where we can integrate our own systems to the trading platforms as well, and have like a straight-through process when transacting in the system, when entering bids and offers to the market, and also then what is very important for us and also to the market is that we are certainly expecting the market to broaden, not only being trading the within day and day ahead and a couple of days forward prices, but or delivery contracts, but also the monthly, quarterly contracts, even possibly an annual contract. So I'm really looking forward to this integration and can't wait to get it live. Thanks.
Are those benefits that Karolis, Deimantė, and you mentioned are all that they can get from this integration, or is there more?
Well, to me, one of the key takeaways is really also price discovery, price transparency, that it will hopefully, we are here to increase the liquidity, that we make it easier. We want to make it as attractive as possible to do your trading here, not just for balancing needs, but also for procurement of gas on the exchange, sale, buy and sell on the exchange, make it increase liquidity, and therefore also make it possible to see the fair price visibly for everyone in the market, and with this transparency make it more interesting. But the main game changer might also the trading system. I believe here this would really mean a big difference, especially for many participants. But the real game changer here will be with the clearing through ECC, to have a robust and safe transaction, making sure that you have a central counterparty and there's no risk, no counterparty risk. This is probably the biggest game changer.
Deimantė, looking ahead, how do you envision this transition impacting Lithuania's position in the broader European market?
So we believe this transition will foster Baltic-Finnish gas market integration to wider Europe, increasing energy security and diversifying supply sources. And I would like to prove that, saying several factors on that. First of all, EX has high transparency standards. That means that it brings more confidence to our market. Another important aspect is that after integration, current EX market participants will get easily access to our market, to Lithuanian market and to Baltic-Finnish gas market. And so, to sum up, it can increase gas flow through our transmission system to Europe and increase number of market participants, which will be active in Lithuania and Baltic-Finnish gas market. And it's very essential to understand that Baltic-Finnish gas market is well prepared for reliable and effective gas transportation across the Europe. We have such important key elements. It's GIPL connection to Poland, which gives connection to Europe and from Europe. Also Inčukalns storage in Latvia, LNG terminal in Klaipėda, and Baltic connector between Finland and Estonia. So it means that market participants could easily transport gas from Lithuania or to Lithuania to other European countries.
Henrik, I think that this question from the audience should be addressed to you. Does EX plan to expand also to the Polish gas market and offer trading products?
We don't have any plans at the moment to expand into the Polish market, but obviously that would be very interesting. We have the Gipel connection. It would be an obvious next step to have also Poland here. Nothing is planned so far, so unfortunately I cannot promise that.
Okay, we will not have Polish market in the nearest future, but Carlos, how do you see the potential future for the market that will exist, Baltic, Finnish?
Well, just looking what already Dimant and other colleagues mentioned, that majority it is related with the Baltic Finnish customer having access to European and vice versa, what is already mentioned, and also looking that having access to both markets can increase this liquidity in trading volumes, and also we should pay attention that mostly one of the core element, it should be the price convergence, that our Baltic region, Baltic Finnish region prices will be closer as much as possible to European prices.
Maybe if I could step in here, an important feature of the trading system, especially for the spot market here, to link the markets is especially what we call spread trading, where you simultaneously buy and sell the same product. It could be a day ahead on natural gas, you buy and sell, let's say in Lithuania and in Germany. And by this we are linking the two markets. There will be a spillover of liquidity from one market to the other. And this is really where we would see probably quite quickly a change in the liquidity, simply by making it easier for the participants to execute their trading strategies.
Yumi, how would you paint the future of Baltic Finnish market?
I think actually the question from the audience was very interesting, because the integration obviously is not complete without the connection and the addition of the Polish pipeline system to the EEX trading platform as well. So at the moment, yes, I think already this addition of Get Baltic exchange to the EEX market, it will increase the liquidity. It will increase the system to be more secure, but in order for it to be complete and provide the actual connection to the European market, it would need to tackle the topic with the Polish market. I think going forward, this connection together, where Get Baltic and EEX are merging together, it will, in my view, increase the interest for the Baltic and Finnish gas markets. It will probably increase the volumes going through the Klaipėda terminal, LNG terminal. It will probably increase also the flow through for the FSRU at Inkoo in Finland. It will probably increase the utilization of the Latvian underground gas storage intragons. So the benefits are multiple into the market. And yes, I agree also that having a general clearing setup with ECC, that's very important, and that's part of the element of, let's say, the security aspects of the market.
Thank you, Yumi. We have another question from the audience that I will again address to you, Henrik. Will there be any financially settled products on EEX linked to transactions that took place in the Baltic segment of EEX?
Nothing is planned of this sort at the moment. We have some financial products at EEX on natural gas. This requires a a very robust and stable spot market. So it's certainly something we can do in the future, where you would have, where you can imagine a futures contract that is settled against a spot index. But at the moment, we are not planning to launch this. We need to first be sure that we have a very stable, reliable spot market.
Dimanta, what key challenges do you see for this integration to be successful?
Okay. Every changes, I think, needs proper preparation. So, and from the EmberGrid perspective, we also have challenges in the integration process, and we have to prepare them, that everything will go smoothly. Just several of which I could mention. The first one, and most important for me especially, that we have to ensure reliable service to our clients. That means that our clients continue receiving the service they rely on. And just I would like to give one example. Our Baltic-Finnish gas market has implicit capacity allocation service, which EX currently does not have. And this service means that allocation of capacities at Kamienai point could be integrated into the trading process. And for traders, it's not need to buy capacity separately. So, as EX doesn't have this process, both sides agreed and committed to maintain the service after integration, and we are now dedicating a lot of time to prepare that the service will work smoothly. Another important aspect that, of course, we have to align our information systems. The reason of that is that we every day exchange with operational transaction data with the exchange, and we have to be sure that this information provided from AX also goes smoothly. And the third aspect, which I think is common to all market participants, we have to take into account that we are joining to big and very competitive market. And that means for us that we have to learn this market. We need to understand how the market works. Also, we have to learn procedures. We have to train our employees and so on. And that's very important that in this transition process, EX and Get Baltic supports us by providing webinars, by providing consultations meetings, and this process for us going much easier.
Karoli, you were broadly smiling when I posed the question and Dimanta started to answer it. Why?
Yeah, so I'm just looking to that maybe with what kind of adjustment for the markets for participants will be waiting. So in general, I could say that what will not change, first of all, that Get Baltic will be acting as a company, will be like a service center for Baltic and Finnish customers, and providing EX products and services for this region. Another topic with talking about the changes. So Joni was mentioning about the clearing, which is a quite important topic, as currently Get Baltic is in general acting as an in-house clearing, collecting money from the buyers and providing them to the sellers. So then ECC as a European commodity clearing will be acting as a central counterparty between buyer and seller. And in this case, the settlement period will shorten from what we're having today, like from 2-3 weeks to 1 business day. And in this case, for market participants, there will be new opportunities to have lower collaterals and increasing their trading capacities in this case. So, and as well, what I already mentioned, we're waiting on these new products that will be available. So this not only spot products, but as well with the long-term products. So that will be probably challenges and probably get accepted by market participants, and also there will be new opportunities for them.
Joni would like to hear your thoughts on the topic.
Yeah, I would say that the challenges that we have already kind of seen the onboarding process as such, it can be a challenge. There's a list of paper documents that you need to submit. There's also registration of traders. Maybe new traders need to be taking the EEX trader exam. But so far, we haven't really seen any major obstacles for new entrants to come to the EEX platform. There are clearing members available that are able to help, and the Get Baltic personnel have been very helpful on advising us with how to get onboarded and get everything ready before the market is moving to EEX. So, but yes, of course, you need to pay a lot of attention and do some work. It's not just walk in the park, but I think so far, at least from my perspective, it's been going smoothly. What we are seeing as maybe the challenge is that companies that have been used to trading on the Get Baltic exchange, they don't necessarily have the resources of opening an account and being a direct member in the EEX. But as I said, it's not a huge challenge, as there's a lot of clearing members already that are able to help. So I think when going into a bigger exchange, bigger system, there's also more market participants, and that's very good. That's helpful. So the challenges that people might have or companies might have, I think the process could be, it's not too difficult.
Thank you, Uni. My role as a moderator is to make sure that we start on time and finish on time, and we are running out of time, but I hope that you can answer two questions briefly. How can market participants, transmission operators, and EEX work collaboratively to address any emerging challenges, Henrik?
Yes, I'll try to be concise. 2 words, I think it's collaboration and communication. If I had to say just 2 words, we need to work together, we need to listen to each other, and we need to adapt to each other as much as we can. And at EEX Group, we organize working committees where we invite stakeholders to come and give input. This we will do ongoing, but of course I realize now in this transition period, there might be a special need also for webinars and so on, which are already available. Some of them are already available on our website, so I encourage people to go there and then also reach out to us and reach out to Get Baltic when you have questions.
Do you want something to add?
In general, I could agree the same. Like we have already got this good practice with collaborating with the market participants, with the in various events. Then it is workshops with the transmission operators, and also with even with the regulators conference. So here all community can express what they need and what could be helpful for them, and so just sharing and communicating is most important.
Just that the communication and coordination is very important because we work in different market environments. So that means that every party you have to understand what market environment can accept or cannot accept. So this coordination, I think, in the future is very important for all of us.
Okay, the last question is in regards to both security of supply and competitive gas prices. What are the opportunities and barriers to import Norwegian gas via Denmark and Poland to Lithuania? Henrik, probably.
Maybe I'll try to answer this question. First of all, as I already mentioned, that our market is already prepared for reliable and effective gas transportation across Europe. And speaking about the Norway market, It's important to note that, for example, Baltic-Finnish gas market, together with Gipel connection and Baltic Pipe, can easily transport gas from Norway to Denmark, from Denmark to Poland, and to Poland from Lithuania. So possibilities are suitable for everyone. Also, there are some challenges, of course, because you have to take into account that transportation through multiply company can increase transport cost. And also it's very important to take into account availability of capacities in the different countries, as especially in high demand periods. And other maybe last thing which should be taken into account, that when you are transporting gas through multiply companies, through multiply countries, you need to take into account different regulations which can complicate transportation.
Okay, thank you, Deimante. Our time is really up now. I can see that there are a lot of questions, and I can promise that the organizer will answer them via email after the event. Now it's time for a short coffee break. I thank all my panelists, and let's meet in 10 minutes. Welcome back after the coffee break. I hope that you have had the chance to recharge and are ready for our second and final panel. But before it, I'll ask Lina Rudzianskienė, Renewable Energy Project Manager at Amber Grid, to give us a short presentation. Lina is a renewable energy expert responsible for green gas market development, including guarantees of origin for biomethane. So welcome, Lina.
Good morning, everybody. My topic today is the scaling up biomethane market in Lithuania and this region. The European Union is currently making major efforts to achieve a climate-neutral economy by 2050 and to promote the use of alternative renewable fuels such as biomethane, hydrogen in every member state. Starting from the middle of the last year, after connecting the first biomethane plant to the gas transmission system, the green gas has been supplied to the end users of green energy in Lithuania. Before that, biomethane used in Lithuania was imported from another member state with guarantees of origin system. Energy from renewable sources make a significant contribution to energy independence, climate change mitigation, and modernization of the Lithuanian energy sector. Looking at the map, you can see the biomethane plants, those different colored dots on the map, that these are biomethane plants that have already been connected to the transmission system or are in the process to be connected, or some of them are still in the phase of planning and willing to inject the green molecules to the gas infrastructure. As for today, we have 2 biomethane plants connected to the transmission system and supplying biomethane. One more biomethane plant will be connected in the near future. It's very soon. Additionally, 2 biomethane plants, they are located remotely and they supply biomethane by vehicles to the injection point and inject biomethane into the transmission system. Amber Grid is an issuing body for guarantees of origin for renewable gases. issues guarantees of origin for every megawatt hour of biomethane produced in Lithuania. It also has to be injected into the transmission or distribution system. The biomethane plants have been certified by voluntary schemes approved by the European Commission, meaning that the produced biomethane meets the sustainability criteria set up by the EU legislation. Lithuania's National Energy and Climate Plan provides us with clear goals to be reached by 2030. It is 1.4 terawatt hours of biomethane produced in Lithuania by 2030, and in the next decade, this figure should even be double, more than double, and should reach 3.4 terawatt hours by 2040. In total, during this year, over 100 gigawatt hours of green gas was produced and supplied to the transmission system in Lithuania, for which the guarantees of origin were issued. The graph shows the increasing amounts in biomethane injected into the transmission system, and it's mainly due to the fact that recently has been connected one more biomethane plant that happened in autumn. Part of the biomethane is being imported to Lithuania. This is the green energy coming from another member state. A total of 45 gigawatt hours of green energy was imported since the beginning of this year through the system of guarantees of origin. More than 40 gigawatt hours of biomethane with guarantees of origin were used for target accounting for transport sector in Lithuania. The remaining part is used for disclosure, meaning that they are used by those end users who would like to show that they are using the green energy in their operation. The issued GOs have to be used and consumed during the period of 12 months. Therefore, there are some volumes of biomethane which are still unused and remaining in the accounts of our account holders. As an issuing body, we see an increase for cross-border trade by market participants. Export and import of guarantees of origin has to be supplemented with the sustainability certificates, or otherwise called proofs of sustainability. The consumption growth is supported by incentives for alternative fuel vehicles, green procurement implementation, infrastructure development, and growing production volumes in Lithuania. Let's have a look about how our neighbors are doing and the activity in the biomethane sector. In Finland, there are 5 biogas plants connected to the gas system, and there is one injection point for remotely located biogas plants. The Finnish issuing body has issued the guarantees of origin for nearly 300 gigawatt hours since the beginning of the year. The company is connected to the AIB hub. I will talk about this hub in my further slides. And they can perform the transfers of guarantees of origin during those hubs. Estonian Elering is a competent body for issuing guarantees of origin for electricity, biomethane, hydrogen, heating and cooling, and bio-LNG. There are 8 biomethane plants operating in Estonia, including 5 of them remotely located. They expect to issue the guarantees of origin for nearly 300 gigawatt hours during this year. Latvian issuing bodies represented by Connexus Baltic Grid. There are 2 grid-connected biomethane plants at the moment, and cross-border trade is possible also via AIB hub. And Poland, there is no operational biomethane plant in Poland yet. However, the first 2 ones will start operating very soon, already next year. The gas exchange performs the functions of the registrar for guarantees of origin. DCO or DCO has to verify the quantity of biomethane injected into the grid and forward it to the Energy Regulatory Office. We, as an issuing body, cooperate with other member state registries to develop the possibilities for import and export of green energy. For Lithuania, we see an increased interest for cross-border trade. Currently, the cross-border trade is possible by exchanging electronic guarantees of origin between the registries operating in different member states. The aim is to ensure that no double counting may happen, meaning that a guarantee of origin for each megawatt hour of biomethane can be consumed only once and by one end user. For that, currently 2 hubs are operating for exchange of the guarantees of origin. One of them is ERGA. It's the European Renewable Gas Registry hub, and another one is AAB hub. AAB is Association of Issuing Bodies. To join those hubs, certain procedures and audits have to be carried out, meaning that the GEOs issued by one registry had to be accepted by another registry in another member state. Some of the countries joined ERGA hub, some of them joined AAB hub. It depends on the market needs and on the market participants to which countries they would like to export. As for Lithuania, we plan to join both hubs, and we expect it to happen already next year. First, we plan to join AAB hub and ERGA hub by the end of the next year. The process of joining AAB hub has already been started. We are currently in the audit phase. Now, shortly about each of the organizations I mentioned in my previous slide. What are the differences and why we plan to join both hubs? ERGA is the European Renewable Gas Registry that facilitates cross-border trade in renewable gas certificates. At the moment, the Renewable Energy Directive is being implemented by member states, which includes appointing issued bodies for guarantees of origin. However, at the national level, not all national biomethane registries have been appointed as competent bodies under the Article 19 of the Renewable Energy Directive. And therefore, not all of them can issue guarantees of origin according to the directive. These national registries still issue and track the ownership of biomethane certificates. ERGA adopted the term of certificates of origin to enable documentation of renewable gas injections that may hold the same information as guarantees of origin under the Article 19 of Renewable Energy Directive, but may not have been created by national registries who have been appointed as competent bodies. Association of issuing bodies, meaning that the members of this organization are only authorized issuing bodies appointed by the national governments. AAB hub is a central platform for transferring the certificates between the registries. Currently, the Finnish, Latvian, Spanish, Austrian, and a couple of more registries have been connected to the hub, and they are able to perform cross-border transfers with the guarantees of origin. Actually, to decide which hub to use, it depends on the market needs, where biomethane want to be exported. So what's next? The issues that raise most of the questions to you, to the market participants, will be for the panel discussion further. So this is the topic. So what will be the impact of RED III transposition on the Lithuanian biomethane market? Are there any barriers for biomethane trade and the union database? What is it and what will bring it to us?
Thank you, Lina. And we have a couple of questions from the audience, where we can find the list of biomethane producers in Lithuania and consequently the recipients of biogas goals.
The list of biomethane producers is available on the AmberGrid homepage. There is the section for green gases, so all of them are listed there.
Okay, and the next question is, from which month AmberGrid will become full member of IRGAR and AAB, because now it's only stated within 2025.
Yeah. So for the EAB, we plan to be connected at the end of the first half of the next year. And for the IRGAR, so we plan to do it by the end of the next year.
Okay, thank you, Lina, very much. And let's meet in the panel, the last one, in 8 minutes. Okay, so welcome back to the second and last panel in this online conference. Let me introduce the panelists. It's Aurimas Salapieta, advisor in the Sustainable Energy Policy Group at Ministry of Energy of the Republic of Lithuania. And Aurimas says that biomethane production enables green transformation in energy, transport, and agricultural sectors. It requires balanced support and assured long-term national demand in those sectors. Also, we have Mindaugas Protas, a renewable gas wholesale trading manager at Ignitis. Mindaugas is a renewable energy expert in biomethane certification, biomethane market development in Lithuania and other member states, cross-border trade between the member states. And we have already Tim Hammers. He's Secretary General at European Renewable Gas Registry, which facilitates the cross-border trade of biomethane certificates and provides a network for all stakeholders in the biomethane certification supply chain. You can drop your questions in the comments box, and I would like to start with Aurimas. Is that newly adopted renewable energy directive sufficient to facilitate the growth of biomethane sector and stimulate trade in the region?
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you for the invitation to participate in this important discussion. Renewable Energy Directive, together with other legal acts that was proposed by the European Commission, is one of the most important, of course, regulations in the EU that provides space for the demand of all the renewable energy, including biomethane gas. And this new version of Renewable Energy Directive foresees that overall target in each of the member states of renewable energy should be at least 42.5%, which means that it's a lot of new space and new room for biomethane gas, because it's one of the most available renewable energy solutions right now, which can be applied directly in the many of the sectors. So I think what Renewable Energy Directive ensures exactly is it ensures this stable and long-term perspective for the renewable energy and as well as biogas. And I think that separate obligations, for example, that are foreseen in the directive for fuel suppliers is also very important for biomethane, as it is considered advanced biofuel. And the increased supply obligations definitely will result in the need for more biomethane, and this is good for the market participants and, of course, for Lithuania, who already has several producers and are waiting for others. So it will be one of the key measures to reach the renewable energy goals in Lithuania. Yeah.
Lithuania's government set the target to produce 1.4 terawatt of biomethane in Lithuania by 2030. What will we need to achieve that goal?
Yeah, I think well, the goal itself is ambitious for if you look at the current production, but well, if you look at the potential that Lithuania has in terms of feedstock, I think this goal can be achieved and even over exceeded. But we need to have a stable and long-term perspective for biomethane producers. We have to have a long-term goals and stable regulatory mechanisms. For example, I think the government already invested a lot of public money in the production support, biomethane production support. Since the year 2020, it was invested more than 70 million euros in the capex support, and I think it's important, but there are a lot of measures that are still not used. So, for example, we can talk about the gas decarbonization package, which foresees the beneficial tariffs for biomethane. We can be talking about the tax modifications and, for example, exemption of the excise duty tax if we compare the biomethane to the natural gas. Also, there are some soft measures that could also be applied. For example, the public awareness raising, because as we see, many of the projects, not only biomethane, but including biomethane, are very strongly opposed in some communities. And I think what the government can do, and all the market participants as well, I think the information could be spread more efficiently, and public awareness raising, I think is also very important measure here.
Yeah. Almost, we have one more question from the audience addressed to you. Are there any subsidies planned for the year 2025-26 for developers of new biomethane plants?
Yeah, so at this moment, we already used several support mechanisms from the European Union, and then the last one was the support for investment subsidies for biomethane production from the Ministry of Energy via Recovery and Resilience Facility of European Union, and we also have a national energy strategy which foresees this support for biomethane in a longer perspective. Of course, we will have to look for available funds in other funds, and I think it's already ensured that the support mechanisms should be long term, and I think we will be able to find some support mechanisms for the future as well. But as I have mentioned, that we are looking also on the other measures, not only for the financial support for investments. We are also looking at the taxation measures or measures related to the stable and stable demand in other sectors. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Aurimas. And Lucas, now it's your turn to be questioned. What are the forecasts of biomethane trade in the region, and do you see any bottlenecks that could limit the trade of that clean energy?
Yeah, so in all Europe and all region, the biomethane market is upscaling. So we see potential in our region transport sector, number one, but also we see potential in voluntary market. Voluntary market meaning that consumers buying green biomethane for their own representation of the company. For example, there is also directive corporate sustainability reporting directive, which means that from 2025, the companies will report how many green share in their energy consumption they made through last year. So this is one of the main or advanced tool to promote voluntary biomethane demand in our region.
What is the value of biomethane today? How much does the clean energy cost?
The biomethane is a product. It's not commodity. It can be different.
It can differ from feedstock. For example, according to Renewable Energy Directive, Annex 9, biomethane produced from that feedstock has double value for transport sector. So this biomethane is more valuable than other. Also, there is important CO2 emission score. The lower the score, the more expensive it can be. It also can be that you use biomethane and it has minus 100 CO2 emissions per megajoule. So it depends on the product, but historically the 1 megawatt hour can range from 30 to 100 euros per megawatt hour. Now it's a bit lower, but the time will show what will be in the future.
Where biomethane is used in Lithuania today and in the near future?
So today 99% is used for the transport sector, for buses in CNG filling stations, and 1% is used voluntary. In the future, we see huge potential involving Klaipėda's terminal, LNG terminal, using virtual liquefaction. Then it can be used for heavy transport as bio-LNG. It could be used for bunkering vessels, and it could be also used to export it through ships.
Thank you, Mindaugas. Tim, thanks for joining us, and I have a couple of questions to you too. Can you explain us what is European database and Union database, and why do we need it in Europe? Will it be mandatory to use?
Yes, so the Union database will be a database that tracks the ownership of the proof of sustainability. So at the moment, there are two types of certificates for biomethane. You have the guarantee of origin, that's where the ownership is tracked by geo-registries, such as the one operated by Ambergrid. And then you have the proof of sustainability. That is more a document that is more linked to the molecule. But there's no tracking and tracing database for this. This is just an annual audit to make sure that this is not double counted. So now the European Commission comes with a new database that will track the ownership of this proof of sustainability. And it's an EU-wide database. And it will track all biomethane with a proof of sustainability. So also if it has, biomethane can have both a guarantee of origin and a proof of sustainability, it will be covered by this Union database. And then it works the same as a geo-registry or even like a bank account. The owner of the biomethane with the proof of sustainability will have the certificate on its account, and if you want to sell it to another party, you transfer it to another account. So this is a bit the basic idea behind it. It's being under development, and when it becomes mandatory is a bit uncertain. That really depends on the decision from the member states when they really implement the Renewable Energy Directive. But yeah, probably somewhere next year or maybe even the year after, it will become mandatory to use the Union database if you want to trade the proof of sustainability.
I have a question from the audience. What is the principal difference between AIB and ERGAR?
I think in principle we do the same, but as was well explained by Lina, a key difference is that within ERGAR we also have non-geo registries. So we have the DANA registry in Germany, the AGCS registry in Austria, and the GGCS registry in the UK. So also their certificates can be sent. But I would like to note as well that we also believe there should be a harmonized European market, and ERGAR and AIB were closely cooperating to create this one harmonized European market, because it doesn't make sense to have two parallel systems. It's there for historical reasons, but hopefully we'll move to one system. And yeah, it's very good to see that Ambergrid will join both, and it can be some sort of a bridge between the two systems.
Thank you, Tim. We have one more question from the audience. How to make Lithuanian biomethane market as attractive as German transport market where are the highest prices? Aurimas, Mindaugas, who would like to?
Yeah, maybe I can also elaborate a bit. Well, at this moment, the biomethane in Lithuania is mostly used in the transport sector, and we see that this sector is filling up pretty fast. Of course, we have some solutions for maritime transport sector, but the main reason here the transport sector is a bit limited in terms of the scope is the transport park. So I think here in Lithuania we have to look a bit in a broader perspective and to ensure that biomethane would have its place in other sectors as well. So we are looking also at the agriculture or industry or maybe heating or even electricity, where biomethane can be used for balancing services and something similar. So I think it should be a balanced approach, and as the one say, you should not put all the eggs in one basket. So it's basically the same idea for biomethane that I think we will be trying to make it happen.
Okay, another question from the audience. What is your view on biomethane market price in Lithuania and EU within next year, 26-27? How the market prices will be influenced by biofuels from Asia and potentially USA? Who would like to take this question?
Yeah, so biomethane price is based on regulations. The more you put obligations for fuel supplier, the higher biomethane price will be. So in the future, when there's still EU ETS system coming in 2027, so biomethane can be used there too. So it's transport, maritime, voluntary market, so biomethane price will go up. It's we can prognose it will go up. How much, it's hard to say.
Okay, good news. Tim, I think that this question from the audience should be addressed to you. Currently in UDB registers place only for POS. When it will be possible to register BOS also at least on voluntary basis?
Sorry, to use the Union database?
The register.
The registry is to connect to the Union database. Yeah. Yes. That's a very good question. We don't have the information yet. It seems to me that was a very ambitious project to have the Union base up and running. And they first start with the liquid biofuels, and now they move to the gaseous biofuels. And then afterwards, there will be some link to the geo registries. So yes, I don't think it will be for the first half of next year. Hopefully afterwards, we get some more clarity, and all our members, the registries itself, get more clarity on how to make this link. So yeah, the earliest second half of next year is my best guess.
Thank you, Tim. We have one more question that was posted in advance from the audience. Mindaugas, is there a connection between the guarantees of origin for biomethane and emission trading allowances? Could you please explain it in more detail?
Yeah, so there is connection between biomethane and ETS, but not guarantees of origin. So biomethane that has proof of sustainability, its additional certification, can be used to reduce ETS emissions. So also in the future, now we have one ETS system. It will have bigger like scope in the future. It will cover all fuels. So then it will have biomethane will have business case to be used for ETS, because now ETS price is around 60-70 euros per ton, and when you use natural gas, you burn 1 ton from around 5 megawatt hours. So there is no business case yet for biomethane ETS sector, but in the future, yeah, it can be.
Okay, this panel, as we have no more questions on this topic, concludes our online conference. I would like to thank all my panelists the speakers and you, very active audience. And I hope that you received a lot of useful information today, and some of the questions that were left unanswered in this conference will not be left unanswered. The organizer will provide you the required information via email. You registered to this conference. So thank you for being with us and have a good day.